Yes, I'm alive. Disappointed? So today I have a list of words that we use in Polish, but they are really English words. These are words that we just adapted and never came up with a translation for them. We just use the English form. We also spell them in English and they function in Polish as normal everyday words. I will not talk about any kind of corporation language or very new words like random. These will only be the words that are used by everyday people, from teenagers to pretty much elders. It depends on an elder, okay? There aren't many of them, but I will probably give a big description for all of them. And also I want to note that these will be only the words that don't really have Polish equivalents, because we never came up with a translation for them, as I said. And even if they have a Polish equivalent, it's either too long or just very uncommon to say it that way. Or it can be just one of the synonyms. So yeah, let's go. So definitely the first one should be weekend. We use it exactly in the form as it is in English, in spelling and in the meaning, and we just never came up with a translation. There were some attempts in press or something, but no one really came up with a good translation for this word, so it just really sank in to say weekend. And maybe we could say koniec tygodnia, the same as Italians say la fine settimana, but koniec tygodnia doesn't really mean weekend, it means the end of the week, and it is a bit different. When you say let's go somewhere for the weekend, it doesn't mean the same thing as if you said let's go somewhere at the end of the week, right? At the end of the week is kind of a deadline time, and weekend is just a group of days. So yeah, and also the end of the week doesn't necessarily have to mean Sunday. It can mean Friday if you mean the working week. I'm not sure if there's a difference between those two in Italian, but we most certainly, and in English there's also a difference. So for the days off at the end of the week, we just say weekend. Simple as that. And everyone says it that way. There isn't a Polish word for that. Everyone says weekend. It's an official word. The next thing is lunch. Now this is a complex issue because in some cases you can say obiad, but it doesn't really mean the same thing, because I already said that we Poles have, traditionally we have a different system of eating. We eat a midday meal in the middle of the day, which is like 2 p.m. or 3 p.m. It's not really lunch, but it's also not dinner. So it's really hard to translate those words. I never know if lunch is obiad or if dinner is obiad. I just have no idea. So many Polish people, when they eat lunch at like noon or 1 p.m. or something, maybe it's a business meeting or just a meeting with a friend or something, we just say lunch. Well, we say lunch. It's a bit of a difference in pronunciation, which will happen, but yeah, we just say lunch. It really sank into to say lunch. And I remember playing The Sims 1 when I was like 9, and I saw the word lunch and I had no idea what it even meant, because I'd never come across this word before, and I was like, co to jest lunch? And another word is a word that has many meanings, so in some cases it has Polish equivalents, but not in every case. And it's the word manager. We do say menager, I think, something like that. And yeah, in some cases you can just use another word for it, but it's really common to just say menager at many types of managers. Plus, there are 3 ways of spelling it. Sex shop. Yeah, we never translated this one. We could say sklep erotyczny, which means just a erotic store, erotic shop, but we just never did that. It's just very natural to say sex shop. You cannot see a sex shop that doesn't say sex shop. It just doesn't happen. When you see a sex shop, it always says sex shop with an X, even though X doesn't even exist in our alphabet. Another thing is an instrument, and it's keyboard, and this is also kind of an issue because, well, mostly people don't even know that it means klawiatura, that it means a board with keys, right? So there are two ways of people spelling it, and it's either keyboard or keyboard. And of course, keyboard isn't very, you know, correct, and you should really say keyboard, but many people say keyboard. But this issue comes from keeping the original English spelling, so some people that don't really know English can just pronounce it the wrong way. Even if they know English, they can pronounce it the wrong way. It's also an official word. When you, for example, sign up for a class, you can be taught to play keyboard or keyboard. Another three words are clothing words. Just types of clothing, rather new types of clothing that we just never gave Polish names to. And the first one is very popular, and it's Pushup. The word Pushup doesn't really exist in another form in Polish, in another form than a push-up bra. So when you say push-up, everyone already knows, even old grannies know, that you mean a push-up bra. You don't really have to say stanik z push-upem or anything like that. It's just push-up. Everyone knows what it means. The next thing is top. So we say top, and it might have other meanings, but in the clothing meaning it doesn't. I mean, it can be koszulka na ramionczkach or something like that, but it's very long. So we just say top, and it can be just a simple top shirt. But I think in some cases it can also mean kind of a sports bra, or just a very short top that functions as a bra, I think. But basically it just means a top shirt, and we just say top, and it's very common to say it that way. Another clothing word is body. I mean body. We use it as body because it's very natural for us. When we say body, it just means a bodysuit, but we just call it body. It's very simple. And it also doesn't have a Polish form. It's just body. And also body, many people who don't even know like any English, they might not know that it means a body, you know, human body, or any kind of other body. You have a hot body. And another thing is news. And it functions as news, and it means the same thing as news. And it does have many Polish equivalents, but the word news is very popular. Some people just like come to you and say mam newsa, and everyone knows what they mean. So it's very common. We can say wiadomość or wieść or anything like that depending on the context, but the word news is very much in there. And another word is kind of an honorable mention because it does have a Polish equivalent that is kind of used, but it's just a bit intriguing how the word evolved in the using in Polish language, and it's email. We can say poczta elektroniczna, and it exactly means electronic mail, but it evolved in a very interesting way because we can either say I sent you an email or I sent you a mail. So people just started like cutting the word, and instead of email they sometimes say mail, and it also might have different spellings. So yeah, I find it quite interesting. There are many words like that when it comes to any kind of internet, electronical things, even smartphone. We don't say mądry telefon, we say smartphone. The spelling was simplified, was adjusted to our own language because the phone the PH phone doesn't really exist. We just say ph. So it had to be adjusted, and just there's an F in it and no E at the end. But yeah, but it's also there's also no other word for a smartphone than smartphone in Polish. But I think that when it comes to all those technical things and electronical things and computer things, many English words just go to Polish language in their original form. They're not even changed in spelling. So I didn't really want to put these examples here because it's just a sign of the times, I guess, and it happens in many other languages. So as I said, the email was only an honorable mention because it was quite interesting, but the other words were supposed to be words that are everyday words pretty much, especially weekend and push-up and all this stuff. It's just kind of funny to me that Polish people use English words and they sometimes don't even realize they do, because it's just so much in our language. It's so natural for us these days to use these words because they've been here for a long time, and we just treat them as Polish words. And we also have our own Polish way of saying them. But I still think that the words are probably recognizable by native English speakers. If you heard push-up, wouldn't anything like light up in your mind and you're like, wait, was that an English word? So yeah, so that's all I have for you today. So at the end, I'll admit that I'm kind of out of ideas, so if you have anything that you would like to see or hear about, anything about Polish language or Poland or anything else pretty much, I never really intended to only make videos about Poland. So if there's anything you want to see, except tweets about Polish people and Google Translate and anything like that, let me know and I'll think about it. And if there are any other words that you can come up with that qualify for this very tight group, because these were selected very carefully, also let me know. And yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. Remember to subscribe, like, comment, if you like the video, and see you in the next one. Bye. Komputerze, powiedz mi, jak jest próba, bo kurde zapomniałam, nie mam mózgu. Attempt, god damn it.